Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Abs and Core. I'm Jazzy, Program Manager here with the Exercise at Autodesk, and I have a good core workout for us today. We're going to be doing a lot of functional core work today. We only have 4 movements, so we're going to do one side and then the other side. So it's technically 2 movements, one side at a time. And we're going to go through that 4 times, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest or transition time. And then once we are finished with that, we'll do a little bit of mobility work, and then we'll get on with the rest of the evening. So we do need one dumbbell. Oops, almost fell over. If you don't have any dumbbells, that is okay. You can still go through the movement while using your core, and it might be good to start without any weight, so that way you can build that core up to using the dumbbells. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start off with our demos here, and our first movement is going to be a half kneeling wood chop. So what that means is we're going to have one knee on the ground, one foot on the ground. We're going to have both our hands on the dumbbell. We're going to start below here. So I have my right knee on the ground, my left foot on the ground. My hands are by my right knee. I'm going to exhale, twist as I lift my arms up and back down. So we're exhaling, twisting through the core and back down. So it's kind of similar to what we did on Tuesday, but a little bit different. So we're going to do that on this side, and then we'll switch over to the other side. So left knee on the ground, right foot on the ground, starting at the left hip, exhaling, coming up and back down. So that is going to be our first 2 movements. Really important here. I just felt myself do that. So I'll make a quick note before we get started. Really important that as we rotate up, we're not arching our back. So we don't want to push our shoulders back. We want to keep those shoulders above the hips and back down. So that's partially why it's such a good core exercise. We're working on strengthening our low back as well as the core in the front. So that is going to be our first 2 movements. And then we're going to get on the ground here. And what we're going to do is a half of a Turkish get up here. So we're going to have our feet planted on the ground, our dumbbells. So my dumbbells going to start my right hand. I'm going to lift up as far as I can off the ground and back down. So we're only doing a half of a one here. So that's all we're doing, is we're doing that initial part and then back down. And then we'll switch over to the other side. Same thing. Exhaling, coming up, back down, and then exhale, come up and back down. So that is our whole workout for today. Once we're done with that, because we probably will get done a little bit quicker than we normally do, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of mobility at the end. So we're probably going to work a little bit on the hips, opening up the hips, working on a little bit of hip mobility and stability. So mobility and stability are different. I'll get into that a little bit more a little bit later. But we're going to start off with our warm up. As always, we're going to find our neutral core to start off. So hands and knees here. We're going to inhale into our cat or cow. Is this one cow? Because I feel like they both could be cats. Like, am I wrong here? And then we're going to exhale, come up. And we'll do that a few more times. Inhaling. And exhaling. And one more. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then we're going to go ahead and find our neutral spine. So I did both extremes. We found our neutral, and we're just going to warm that up with a few quad rocks here. I think we all are starting to get used to this part of the warm up. Just think it's really good to, first of all, get that spine a little bit more opened up, but also find that neutral spine, and then practice keeping it in place by doing a few rocks. So that's why I like to do that. And let's go ahead and do one more wherever we're at. Great job. All right, so the next part of our warm up here, what we're going to do is we're going to be in the bottom part of our forward fold, or the bottom part of a Romanian deadlift. And we're going to do a little bit of rotation while we're here. So we're going to have our hands out in front. We're going to exhale, open up towards the ceiling, and back down. And then other arm rotating and back down. So this is going to help us get our spine a little bit more warmed up. And since we're doing our wood chops, we are going to be rotating through, so it's going to help us get a little bit more warmed up. I'm not getting my breathing down right now. That's okay. We're going to do one more each way. And last one. And I think we're ready to rock and roll. This feels really good on my hamstrings. So 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And if you don't have dumbbells, that's okay. You can hold your hands here, twisting up and back down. I honestly am probably going to do that for these because it is too much on my shoulders. That's going to take away from my core. And this is abs and core. This is not a shoulder day. I already did shoulders and chest earlier today. Don't need to do this again. All right, getting the timer ready here. Getting going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So if you don't have a dumbbell, you're just going to hold your hands together. Exhale, turning up, and then right back down. So we're exhaling as we come up, and then use that core to come back down to center. So it's really similar to what we did the other day. This is all about our core controlling the movement here. Great job. We're gonna do a few more seconds of this. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 20 seconds. So Sue, we're doing 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And then we're gonna do 4 different movements. We're doing all on one side and then all on the other side. So we're doing half kneeling wood chops right now. So I'm gonna switch over, left knee on the ground, right foot on the ground, hands together, or if you have a dumbbell, go ahead and grab a dumbbell. 3, 2, 1. So we're exhaling, rotating up. And again, if you have a dumbbell, what that'll look like is you'll be holding that here, exhaling, coming up, and then rotating back down. I find myself feeling this too much in my shoulders with that dumbbell, so I'm going to not do that right now. Also, if you feel yourself arching backwards in order to get the weight up, it means the weight is too much for us, and I was starting to feel that, so I'm not going to do that today. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we're doing a half of a Turkish get up here. So we're going to be on our backs, dumbbell in one hand. We're going to keep our feet planted on the ground. Other arm straight out to the side. 3, 2, 1. So we're lifting the arm up, coming up about halfway, and back down. So arm up, exhale, and back down. Really making sure we're using the core and not momentum here. Really flexing through the core, keep that engaged. So we're bracing like someone's punching us. We're bracing and lifting using those muscles. We don't want to use our head or the neck or the hand to lead us. We're just using the core. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. And then we're gonna be done with round 1. And we're gonna do that 3 more times before we do some stretching. All right, we're getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So using the other arm, same thing. For bracing through the core first. So you can imagine you're crushing an apple. We really just want to activate right here. Exhale, come up and back down. Trying to reach up as high as we can. It's going to help also strengthen our shoulders a little bit, give us a little bit more shoulder stability going. Today is an accidental shoulder and core workout. 3, 2, 1. All right. Round 1 is done. We're going to do that 3 more times. So we're starting off with our half kneeling wood chop. And you can use your dumbbell or not. 3, 2, 1. I did forget to mention in the last one, we can do that without a dumbbell. It's totally doable. The next round, I'll demo or I'll do mine without the dumbbell so we can all see what that looks like, just in case we don't have any equipment with us today. We can still get a really good core workout through there as long as we really just focus on rotating here through our core. So we're not swinging our arms back and forth. We're controlling the arms by using our core. 3, 2, 1. All right. Going on to our other side. My rotation going this way. It's very limited, and it is getting more limited every day. So we all have things we need to work on, right? 3, 2, 1. So we're starting down on the left side, coming up, right back down. So we're twisting through the core and back down. Great job. Does help if we exhale as we rotate. We want to make sure we're moving nice and slow through the movement, so that way we aren't risking 3, 2, 1. The slower we move, the more controlled we are, the more we're going to get out of our workouts and out of our movements. We're really going to be using the muscles properly. So back to our half get-ups here. 3, 2, 1. So if we don't have a dumbbell, we're just going to hold that arm above head, coming up and back down. So it looks just the same. It is a-okay to not have a dumbbell here for this workout. Using the core. This is pretty similar to a sit-up. We're just angling a little bit differently. And we are just working that initial part, but we still have 3, 2, 1. We still want to feel this through our core because we are still pushing that belly button into the ground. So just like we're doing dead bugs or leg raises or leg lowering, keeping that belly button into the ground. 3, 2, 1. So same thing on the other side. If you don't have a dumbbell, same thing. You're just holding that hand above your shoulder. Really use that core, brace, and lift. So sometimes learning how to brace our core can take a little bit of work. So it's all about just really, if you're crushing something with your, like this area of your body, or 3, 2, 1. All right, halfway done, 2 more rounds to go. One of the ways I did learn myself how to brace my core was to wear a lifting belt when I was doing squats, because you could really have to press against the belt. 3, 2, 1. And by doing that, I now know how to use my core a little bit better. So sometimes using something like that can help us learn how to brace through our core, which is also why, like, if you've ever heard me say that I don't ever train my core ever, like this class is the most I've trained my core in a very long time, because by doing regular compound movements, we are training ourselves to use our core. So we got to keep that back flat. We're bracing using our core. So that's how 3, 2, 1. So that's how we can get better at that, is by really practicing, like keeping that belly button tucked, or the butt to the belly button, as I always say. And then locking that in helps us learn how to brace our core. So the more we do that, the better we'll get. 3, 2, 1, other side. All about consistency. That is how we make progress in workouts, in our mobility. We consistently go to stretch breaks. We'll be able to move a little bit more efficiently because we are a little bit more mobile. The more we come to abs and core, the better our abs and core will be, so on and so forth. The more consistent we eat well, the more progress we're going to make. It's all about consistency in all aspects of health and wellness. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have our half get ups. We are doing great today. 3, 2, 1. So hand above shoulder. Exhale, come up and back down. For me, exhaling really does help. So I always say that. It also helps when we really work on our breath in general, because that can do a lot for us. It can help us push through hard parts in our workouts or in our lifts and our movements. It can also help us calm down at the end of the day or in times of stress. 3, 2, 1. Our breath is a very powerful tool for us to use in everyday life. Or to make us yawn. 3, 2, 1. Anytime I lay on the ground, especially in this class, I don't know what it is. Actually, I do. When you wake up at 3 a.m., by 4:30, you've had a very long day. So I lay down at 4:30 on the ground for abs and core, and I start yawning. Or should I say, at 4 o'clock, not even 4:30. Great job. Only have one more round to go after this. 3, 2, 1. All right. One more round, and then we'll do some stretching and mobility work after. Do a quick few rounds. We're going to get back in our half kneeling position for the last time today. 3, 2, 1. So hands together. Exhaling up and back down. I'm definitely going really slow through this, because if I were to go any faster, I probably would stop feeling it in my core. It's not necessarily about how fast we move, but about our intent with our movement. So how are we intending to move? What are we trying to work here? And it's our core. So we're really trying to move with intent by using the core. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with that side. Going to our other side. I think we should do a little bit of twisting through our spine today for mobility. 3, 2, 1. I definitely need some more rotation to my day. Maybe y'all do too, but it's always good to work on it. Even if we don't really need it, Sometimes we need it more than we think we do. Starting to lose my balance on this one. Almost fell over a few times there. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got our half get ups here. We got 1 on each side. And then we're going to do some stretches. 3, 2, 1. All right. The last round of these. I feel like my abs are going to be sore tomorrow. They're already sore from Monday, and by Monday I mean Tuesday. I think they're going to be permanently sore from all of my core work lately. Three, 2, 1. All right, last movement of the day. And then we'll cool down, and then we'll be ready to go. 3, 2, 1. So say ready to go to bed. Maybe that's just me. Great job. Exhaling using the core. Like I said, we're moving with intent. So the intent is to move our bodies by just using our core muscles. You place your hand over your torso. You might be able to feel your core working. 3, 2, 1. That is it for the workout today. Nice job. We're going to go ahead, get a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to do our quadruped rocks here with that adductor stretch, but we're also going to do a few reach throughs at the same time. So we're going to do a triple whammy here for our first movement of our cool down. So on the hands and knees, we're going to take one leg straight out to the side like a kickstand. So I got my right leg straight out to the side. And we're going to inhale as we rock back. And then since my right leg is out, I'm going to take my right arm. I'm going to exhale, reaching through. And then plant that hand and return to center. So still keeping that core nice and tight. So inhale, rock back. Exhale, reach through. And return to start. And last one, inhale, rock back. And exhale, reach through. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and do that same thing on the other side. So on the hands and knees, left leg out to the side, and we are going to inhale, rock back. And exhale, reach through. Return to center. 2 more, inhale, rock back. And exhale, reach through. Plant and return. And last one, inhale, rock back. And exhale, reach through. Awesome, great job. All right, last part of our cool down / some mobility through our stretches. I'm going to sharp on the ground. There it is. All right, we're going to do pretzel. So I'm going to start on my left side here. If you need to grab a pillow to place under your hand, feel free to do so. But we're going to go through our checklist here. So top leg up, over and across, knee and ankle on the ground, bottom hand on top of the knee. And then with my top arm, I'm going to grab onto my bottom foot or ankle here. And we're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, bringing that top shoulder towards the ground. So while we're here, we're going to relax. We're going to inhale into the belly. And then exhaling, sighing away that tension. Sinking deeper into the stretch and into the ground with each exhale. And we're going to do one more big deep breath on this side. And when we're ready, either on or after that exhale, we're going to gently release that bottom leg, return our top leg. We're going to switch over to the other side. So going on to my right side now, and we're going to do that same checklist here. So top leg is going to come up, over, and across. Bottom hand on the top knee. And with my top arm grabbing onto my bottom foot or ankle. And we're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, bringing that top shoulder towards the ground. Sigh away that tension with each exhale. Go ahead and do one more big deep breath here. You can go ahead and gently release that bottom leg. And you can feel free to lay on the ground a little longer, but that is going to be all the time I have for today's abs and core class. So thank you so much for joining me. We got the rest of our classes coming up tomorrow. So we got sports performance and mindset reset with Jonathan tomorrow at 7. And then we've got functional fitness Friday and guided breathing with me. So join us for one of those tomorrow. And then we'll have lots of classes again next week. So definitely stay tuned for all that. But great job. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.